Okay, and welcome back. And we are continuing Inclusion, and still for where we left off last time. So we have almost automated the wood, and we're could be close to automating the fish. And I mean, the cooking fish, we might get that on this slope. I don't think so. A long way from that. We're almost close to automating that one. Once we finish it this time, then not this loop, but the loop afterwards, we'll be able to automate that. Bit away from that, and still got all of those. So we're doing pretty good so far. So the energy is increased by another 3. So let's carry on. So what I'm gonna do is do that, 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 and then that. So that will allow it to do everything it needs to, because again, as I mentioned in the previous video, I don't need to worry about the berries because that automatically does itself. This loop, now it should be able, this loop, it should get that over the threshold to allow the cooking, not the cooking wood, the cut wood to be automated. So we are doing very good there in terms of getting all of those done. And as you can see, my avatar is different slightly. I'm still working on trying to get that all up and running. I'm looking into different softwares. I think I found one on the iPhone that I can look at, which I think VTube Studio. I need to look into that more in the coming days. See how well that works. So yep, that is going well. That definitely will automate the cutting the wood. And the other one is automated as well, so we are doing very good. It's the fish that's going to take a bit of time to automate that one. Is whether or not I'll be able to get over the threshold for that on this loop, I don't know. I'm hopeful though, I'm very, very hopeful. Let's see. So yep, this should allow this to do, yep, so that's over the threshold, so that will be automated on the next loop. This one and this won't, because that is going to take at least one more after this to allow that to be automated. That is totally fine. Absolutely totally fine. So yep. I mean, once we get once a lot of the skills level up, we'll be able to get to what's called the mine shaft in 1 second. I am not kidding about that. We'll get there in 1 second flat. Once a lot of the skills are all leveled up, we'll get there in like 1 second. But the mine shaft has 2 different routes. At first you do actually want to go down, I think it's the left path. Once we get to that point, it's much later though, because once you get to that part, it actually has a very useful item that increases your energy. The right side path, which I think goes down the river, that has another unique item that increases your capacity. The reason that's not actually useful until much later on is you're giving up I think it's one of the steel belts that increases your energy. So it's a bit of a trade-off. But much later on, going down the river is actually pretty damn useful. But not right away. But automating the things in the river is pretty easy. But again, it's not until much later, so that's gonna explore the area, so that's gonna push that up. That is very good. Can I get that automated? Not yet. So yeah, I better just do that now. So that should be fine, and I'll just do the wood. and then the barriers do it itself. So again, totally fine. It's very possible I'll be able to automate these two, but I don't honestly know, because this is where this is gonna get kind of annoying if I can't. Because I would like to have them both automated in this loop. It's the cooking the fish is, I doubt it, because it's gonna take at least another 110 for that, which is gonna be a bit dicey if that's to get that one automated in this for this loop. The no, the catch the fish, maybe. There's a pretty reasonable chance I can. Let's see. Because once I get to explore the cave, that should be not too bad, because I'll be able to get the cart. The stone cart, which will increase, as you've seen in the last video, that increases the capacity up to 20. So that's going to cook the fish. That is very good. And then I'll go back to catching the fish. Right. So, let's see. So, yeah, because that gives us 20 health, plus 20 when eaten. And cooking is not too bad actually. The fishing is pretty good. All things considered, that's pretty good. It will increase as time goes on. So that's, and the farming is going up pretty decently because of the berries. Later on we'll get other items which will increase the farming skill. So let's see, so that's catching more fish. That is very good. That is what I need. I'm actually going to do that one right now. The reason I want to do that one right now, it doesn't matter about the berries because those will do it itself, and the fish shouldn't go down because I don't think I've reached the threshold for that to be eaten. If it does, it does. It doesn't matter. So yeah, the berries are going down. That is totally fine. I expected that as much anyway. That is okay. Okay, so that actually took a little bit longer for us to get to that area. It took plus 58 seconds. I kind of expected that as well because of the wood, but that won't matter later on. And the reason it won't matter later on is that has reached the threshold for that to be automated. Huh. So it did eat one of them. That's fine. I can get that. So yeah, I'm hopeful in maybe the coming days, maybe weeks, I might be able to get some VTube stuff started up. We'll see. It's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass, but we'll see. I got plans. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and then cut the wood, and then do that. So that hopefully should get us the stone cut. That is what I really need right now, is to boost up the capacity. Oh, so so we got there pretty quick actually. So we're not to 44 seconds. So yeah, I don't think we've even started fighting the cave spider yet. The reason for that is we keep running out of energy, but also it would be detrimental to fight it right now where we can't automate the catch and the cooking the fish. Because we can't do that, we're gonna be running pretty low on both of those, which is fine, but it's a detriment if we even try and fight it. We run out of that, and then we need to start and stop, and then we'd run out of energy. So it's not a good idea for us to even try and fight that thing right now. Okay. So yeah, that's just getting the berries. Totally fine. Okay, so I don't think I'll be able to automate catching the fish. Totally fine. That doesn't actually matter. Grand scheme of things, that doesn't actually matter right now. But it's a bit irritating, to say the least. I was kinda hopeful I would. But no matter. How many times have I done that? How many times have I automated? Okay, so that's going to take a few more times for that to be automated. Totally fine. That's going to take a ton to be automated. Still not a huge amount for that. Still a good chunk for that. Like 90 odd for that one. But that's fine. That is a-okay. I also have considered streaming on Twitch again. I don't know yet. It's crossed my mind, but I don't know if I will. I might. I might not. If I was, we'll see what happens. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna catch the fish. I want to get this up to 20 and then just cook them all and then put them and then catch a bunch more. That is the plan. Okay, so then we'll do that and then that. Because that will give us a ton of fish to use as the resource to keep the energy up. Okay. Okay, so that's going pretty well so far. I think so, it's going good. It's going very good actually. There's also a bunch of other games that I'm gonna possibly try and record. Because I do have capture cards, so I could record from like the PS5, so I've got a bunch of games on that I might record or even stream. So we'll see how that'll go. And there's other ones. But if anybody has suggestions, just feel free to suggest them. And we will see. Right. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Okay, so catching the fish. So that needs at least a 19. That is not bad actually. That's got a good bit to go. There's no chance I'm fighting that spider and surviving. There is zero chance of that even happening. Okay, so I'm just doing a bunch of the same ones to do that. Sometimes that is useful to do that, just to try and get those things automated. Let's see, so that does that. Doing okay actually. Actually, we need at least 4 to automate that, so that's actually not better than I would expected. Okay, so that's really good. So now I've been able to automate the catching the fish, so that is extremely useful to me. Okay, so I don't need to worry about the wood. What I'm gonna do though is I'm just gonna do the stone. The only reason I'm doing the stone is one, we'll run out of energy anyway, and two, doing that will increase the speed of that, increase our skills, and that way can eventually be able to be automated. So there's not much more we can do in this run. Unless cooking a fish. We'll do cooking a fish actually. Because we're semi-close to actually getting that automated. Still a good bit away, we're highly unlikely to automate it on this run. But that is a-okay. Okay. So let's see. Cook the fish. Okay, so cooking the fish. Okay, so yeah, the chances of us getting automating the cooking fish for this loop 0, because the main reason is our energy is going down rapid. It's fine. It's what I expected anyway. But at least we were able to get two of them. That's the wood and the fish to boot. So that is extremely useful to have those two. So, okay. Well, I actually got 3 of those, so yeah, do that, and that. So now I don't actually need to worry about the woods because it will do it itself, as you see. And the farm skill is not too bad either. And the cart will also do it itself. Once the wood reaches 10, it'll start it itself. And then for the next loop, once I finish that, that'll do it itself. So we're doing pretty good actually. Better than I would have expected, so we're doing very, very good. I think we will be able to automate and cooking the fish this time, because we're very close to that, which is really good because then I can just focus on the stone. Oh, that's not good. So let's see. Yep, that's just gonna do that. So I'll just do that. So yeah, that's gonna take 20 wood, but that is totally fine. So let's see. So yep, that's good. There goes the hut. That's starting. Very good. Hmm. Okay, so once the wood goes again, that should be good. There we go. I'm actually going to wait and get both of those up to 15 before I move. The reason I want to do that is just so I've got a full set of supplies. Especially because I need the wood for the fire anyway. But that won't matter because catching a fish will automatically start itself anyway. So that won't really matter. It's just helpful to sometimes have a a full set of supplies. Hmm. So once the berries get going, I will do that. There we go. I think we've been able to do that. I think we're able to do that faster. I think so. I'm also hopeful the audio is better because I'm using a different mic than what I was using before. Okay, so there goes the berries and catching the fish. So just let that do the catching the fish the now. And then I will do the campfire. Well, actually, once I'll start that the now, I'll just have it in the action queue for that to start. So that won't matter. Hmm. Shit. So let's see. So yep, the fish is almost full. Very good. So there goes the campfire, and the wood will also get itself back. So we're good there. Okay, and yep. So there goes the wood. And now we can just cook the fish. I think we've got a very good chance of being able to automate the cook. So yeah, there goes that. Hmm. So yeah, we were able to get there faster. We knocked off 18 seconds. So yeah, we are doing very good so far. Let's see, 239. So we need to do it at least 30 times. So yeah, 30 more times for cooking the fish, and we should be able to automate that. So we're doing actually better than I would have expected so far. Hmm. Okay, so now we can move on to explore. So that's also pushing the agility skill up, so that's good. Right, so let's take a look at what we have here. Hmm. So that takes 20 wood and 10 stone, right. I'm just gonna do that. Because that way I can also get the capacity up, but because I've got that in the action queue, it won't take all of the stone, it will just take what is needed, and then the wood will do itself. So doing so far so good right now. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, we're doing okay. So yeah, the stone is doing good, so we still get a good bit to go like to get that automated. There is zero chance we'll automate it on this loop, but that's totally fine. And we got there a good bit faster. Okay, just like the berries do what it needs. Okay. So yeah, the stone car is doing good, then the wood will do itself, so we are doing pretty good so far. Okay, so there goes that. Okay, so those are all. So the capacity is up, so we're doing really good so far. Right, cook fish. So we still need at least 30 for that. That's fine. I want to try and at least get the cooking the fish automated, because if I can get that automated, it means I just need to focus on the stone, which is really good if I can. I'm hopeful. Okay, so that's gonna catch the fish. So that's totally fine. Totally fine, and very helpful anyway, because it boosts up that. Okay, so I'm gonna cook the fish this time. Now, I want to keep an eye on how many is needed. Okay, so it's gonna need at least 20 odds to get this. That's fine. Because I do want to try and get this to be automated. Because the sooner I get this one automated, the better. So how much is needed? 13 is needed for that to be automated. Totally fine. Definitely doable. Okay. So not much more is needed to automate that. That is pretty good so far. So I only need 3 to automate that. Make it 2. No, make it 1. I'm only doing this. I know exactly what I'm doing. I will do that. There we go. Now that automates the fish. So the energy is gonna deplete really fast, but that is totally fine. Because now I don't need to worry about the fish. So let's see how much of the stones. So yeah, we need at least just a little over 200 for the stones, so we're definitely not getting it yet. It's still going to take quite a bit of time for that. So what I would expect it anyway. Okay. We're doing okay. Obviously, we're doing pretty good. Okay, so that's gonna. So the stone heart lowers your health decay by 50%, but does not prevent it from going up again, which is useful. It is actually pretty useful, but there's zero chance I'm getting it right now because of that. So okay, so cook fish and then wood hut. So there we go. So now I don't even need to worry about those ones because those are automated. So again, we're doing pretty good. So yeah, now it's going to automate the, so it's going to do the carts, and then eventually we'll do that, and eventually even that will be automated going into the next area. So again, we are doing very, very good on these loops so far. We've gone for about half an hour so far, so we're doing actually really good so far. And these last couple of loops we've been doing very good, making good steady progress. Hmm. So yeah, that berry is gonna drop in. There we go. The berry just ran out, which means it's gonna gather some itself. So again, making steady progress. Yeah, I have completed this game before, as I mentioned. At least 2, 3 times using some sort of cheat tool that I found on GitHub, and then once without it. It is, once you get into the late chapters, especially I would say, I think it's chapter 10, maybe chapter 11. I think it's chapter. Both of those chapters are extremely difficult. Because I'm gonna say now, getting one of the resources, the mushrooms, you need to have that up to 5 billion. You need to have the farming up to 5 billion. And it's stupid. Because if you don't, you're not gonna get it, and you're gonna struggle a ton without those mushrooms. Because the mushrooms give you a ton of energy back, but getting it and grinding for that is absolutely ludicrous. So yeah, That is one reason why I did use the cheat tool from GitHub, because that way it boosts up the experience you can gain. And we finished that. So yeah, that'll be automated now. I don't think I automated the campfire yet, so I think I should be able to get that now, though. So yeah, I didn't do the campfire, that's totally fine, so I'll just do that. In fact, I'm going to stop doing that and then do that, just so I can get everything there. So that's going to gather everything it can. So that was actually good, it cooked the fish that it could. Can I automate it next time? No, not yet. So let's see. So yeah, all of those are automated. That one can't be just yet, but it's getting there. But the reason this is good now that that's automated is now it's going to just focus on the stone, which is a bit of a pain in the ass to get that automated. But once it is, it's an extremely useful resource. Okay. See, that's just going to cook the fish. And gather the berries, now gather some raw fish. So we're doing pretty good. Again, as I mentioned, I'm still hopeful I should be able to get the feature stuff set up eventually and get that all going. It will take some time, but it is something I'm hopeful should happen within the coming days, coming weeks. And get a whole new layout, because I don't want, like, well, because it's behind, but I don't want like the mod like layered over the game like that. It's the only way in which I can get it to work for now until I get essentially you could say make a new layout, which I got ideas. Essentially, I've got some ideas, so we'll see. But yeah, that one, the mod there, I designed that myself on Kokatsu. And it's just as a still image right now of a PNG, so it works. It works for now. So let's see, so that is going into the next area. So we knocked off 15 seconds from getting from the first area to the second. That's not bad actually. That is really not bad. Okay, so what I'll do is I will do that, and then that, because that way I can get up to 20 stone. Because I don't need to worry about all of this, because those will do it itself. I tend to always have them up a max, except later on for a few different ones where I don't. Especially later on where once we are sailing on an island, I don't automate those until much, much later. Once I know I can get through those. One, without basically dying, and two, without wasting so many resources. So that's getting all the stone for that. So it needs 10 stone. So we're doing very good so far. Although the berries are gonna drop So that's going to gather some. Totally fine. And then that's doing the wood. All good there. And then it should go back to doing the stone because I've got that in the action queue. So we're doing good. We're doing very good so far. Once the stone gets up to 20, then all the others will do itself. So yep, now those ones are all up to that. So we're doing very, very good. We're making very good, steady progress. I'm actually. I was gonna say I should. No, you. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put that in the action queue right now. So that's at 88. So still a lot to go for that, but it's fine. Hmm. I'm hopeful we'll be able to get past that soon and get into the next area. I don't know though. This isn't going to be easy. Okay, so the stone is good. Now it's a matter of the wood, because that's going to take 50 wood. Totally fine though. Just need to let it do itself. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that as well. The reason I'm doing that is I want to get as much as I can so I can bring up to 269. That is my reasons. What the hell? Okay, so yep, so that's just cooking some of the fish. All good. I think after this we'll do possibly one more loop. We'll see what we can do. We'll see how far we get with this one there, we'll see. Because I don't want to do too much in one video. I don't want to do too little either. But we've made some good progress. Okay. Okay, so that's just doing that. So let's see. So yeah, it's unlikely we're gonna make much of a progress here. Cause yeah, we're definitely not making much progress at all. It's mainly because we're burning through so many resources and losing so much energy at the same time. But that's totally fine. Let's see, so that's doing not bad actually. So yeah, that's doing that. We've got no chance of actually doing this because we're burning through so much of the energy. But we made progress. Very good progress at that. Okay, so we'll automate those for the next time. But I think that's going to call it here for this because we made some good progress so far, and next time next time for the couple of loops we should be able to automate the stone, and then you get those, and definitely get that one. So that's going to call it here for this, and thank you all for watching.